Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on stage 111 of the T1 Samba van from DeAgostini. Here are the parts, and it is a large pack. It's kind of nice. We're getting the interior of the left side of the van done today. So let me get the book open. We'll get the parts open and we'll start building. And oh, by the way, I just happened to move something. I had forgotten about this. I had it sitting over there specifically so I would show it. I meant to show it yesterday on the live stream, but my wife got me another Goofy. I think this one's kind of cool. It is from the Goofy movie when they go fishing and he's using a stake. So another Goofy in the shop. That puts me up to around somewhere around 378 or so, maybe closer to like 30. But thought it would be kind of cute to show it off. So let me get the parts open here. And there are a lot of parts this time around. I think all sitting on top of there. Make sure nothing's left in the bag. We have a long trim piece. We have the side of the van. Let's see. Some BP12. Interesting. Now I'm wondering if this is actually all BP12 because BP12 silver screws with a flange and one black one. Some BDO4s, BDO8s, and come on, BP09s. Let me get this second bag. Oh, okay. Already mentioned those. Get this second bag open without cutting the parts. That would be bonus. Like I said, we have a nice long piece of trim. Unlike the last longer piece of trim, this one is still straight. Set this one over here. We've got the window protection. Actually, what do they call them in there? They call them bars. But I described it in my video when I put the right ones in. These are to keep things from hitting these windows because your engine is in the back, so anything in the luggage area is going to be higher up. The seat stops, and I mentioned that in the last video. This piece here is the it's the part that the strap will go around to hold the front side door from hitting the side of the car. I was mentioning that one was not there yet, and I looked in here and now I understand it's red. It's just kind of a little bit different from the others. We've got the two parts to hold these to the back of the van and two armrests. So let's get cracking. First thing it tells you to do is move all the parts out of the way. Not really, but that's the first thing I need to do. And I'm looking here. Oh, that's their tweezers. I was looking as they're putting in these seat back stops, and it looked kind of odd. There was a piece that I didn't see on mine. It was their tweezers. So we'll put these here. And like I said, the first thing to do is take this right here. Above my thumb is a hole, and this is going to go in facing towards the back. That is a round hole. On the other side, it was D-shaped, so you couldn't get it in the wrong way. But just push this in here. Let me see. It'll move just a little bit. Oh, it is D-shaped, actually, when you look at it from this side. So we put that in there. We take one of the armrests, and again, really beautiful detail there, that little red stripe. The two armrests are going to go on here and here. And I need to use 2 BP09 screws for each. Let me get the screw box open. And actually, I'm not even going to open the package for the BP09s because for BP09s, I have plenty left over after that. And for those of you who may have forgotten, P means it's going into plastic. D means it's going into the die cast. And you can see there, when you don't put both screws in and you flip it around, the armrest kind of flips all over the place by itself. Take that. Come on, get in there. So there's the first one tightened down. We'll do the second one as well. And we'll go to the other armrest here in the back. I do think, I'm not so sure that the armrests would have been chrome like this. They might have been. The 1/16 that I built Revell, I made them, I believe, a shade of gray. But they did not have the little red stripe on them. And then get this one in place. This all should be pretty familiar from a couple of videos ago. So we got the armrests in place. We've got the window protection bars here. I will show, for those who may have missed that video, there's a lug on each, there's a pin on each. It goes through here. The lug with the screw hole goes in, the pin goes on the bottom. And that should be, I believe, those are with BP12 screws. And those were a brand new screw. So let me find the BP12. I don't have the one from a couple of stages ago separated because that's as far as I made it on the screw boxes. I don't see any reason to start another one for a couple of screws. So those are the BP12s. And like I said, I think that black one's an orphan. I think it got in there. It's not supposed to be in there. It just somehow got in there. So we're going to put the screw in here. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. Take the next one, put it on here. Tighten this one down all the way as well. And instead of putting the other one on first, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on here. It has a half moon area there for the bar to go into, a pin, lug with a screw hole. Note to self, make sure you keep the bar inside and don't snap it. Inside the vehicle. By the way, I do not suggest bending it up there like I just did. Thought about it after the fact. I could have broken that sucker off and I'd have been very sad. So that goes on there like that. And we'll put a BP12 screw in from the back. And I tend to experiment a little bit on my own, about how to put parts in. I almost wonder if it would be just as easy. Well, why not try it? I was going to say I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to give it a shot just to see. And I'm just looking at the screws that are left over. The black one is supposed to be my spare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, get this part, this bracket, on the back here. I'm not going to tighten it all the way down, so I can still move it pretty easily. So I'm going to put it on here like that. Then I'm going to see if I can just slip this part in here, if it'll play nice. Push it up just a hair, and actually that will work if you decide to do it that way. You just got to play with it a little bit to get that back down. But now I can tighten this down. It's now holding it, those two in place. I can grab the two screws that are left for it. And just attach these. That one like that. And this one, I'm just looking. Oh, there it is. Next pack. I was wondering where the rear window was. So now here's what we've got on the side. We've got the two armrests. We've got the seat back stopper. We've got the window protection bars in there. And I believe that's all that goes on before we put that onto the van. But before we do that, we've got the chrome piece here is going to have to go in. And so I'm going to switch camera angles. And so this chrome piece here is going to go on the outside where this chrome is. I'm going to do that right here. You can see that it's going on here. It's lining up. Yeah. So it lines up on there. You can't see it. I'll show it when it's done. Once it's tied down, we need some VP09 screws. We need another 7. Still don't need the ones that I got out of this pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually pulled 8. I've got the bigger screwdriver. Hang on a second. There it is. I was wondering where that one had gone, the smaller one. So let me open this door. And you can see probably can't see. You can see back here below this dark black screws, there is a hole above, almost all the way down, that you can see these screws here that are going to hold that piece of trim on. And so I'm going to start here on the front. That's tight. And I'm going to go back to the back here. I think the best way for me to get to that one is going to be through the rear hatch. Go ahead. Yeah, the screwdriver almost didn't fit. Now that I have the front and the rear screw on there, it should be just a simple piece of cake to put the rest of it in. I'm just looking. That's right. I was looking to see the brace bar, the prop bar for the rear door. It is basically you pop it down and it's off camera. You can almost see it, but you see the bar right here on the very corner. You pop it down here and there. Let me show you. can't see that. You can almost see the brace bar, but the brace bar right here is now holding the rear door open. But now that I have that in play, now that I've opened that, I don't need it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back, close that, and we'll continue on. Just little details that they put into this kit that are really kind of cool. And the instructions actually tell you to lay it on its side for this. I don't see any reason to lay it on its side. It lays on its side enough, and it will actually be going. I'm going to stop biting with it. It has to go on its side anyway in just a minute. And while you're doing this, you have to be very cognizant of the fact that all your flat windows are just hanging out into the ether. Makes it a little bit interesting to get these windows in place. Gotta make sure that you flip the hinges over, not so much the hinges, but the latches have to be flipped over onto the face of the window so that you don't end up crushing the latch and not having one that you can use. So like I was saying, it says to put these in from on the side. You have to put these in before you can put the side of the van in, because if you don't, or the interior side trim, if you don't, you can't get to the screws. So now tighten that, and put that one in. 2 more to go. The BP09s are one of the most common screws in here. And there's over there on that chair that you can see in the corner is a sneak peek of what is probably going to be my next build. Not sure if I'm going to do videos, probably, because it's got a significant amount of parts. It'll probably be on my channel, as well as I'm going to be doing it a lot on the Hobby Time Modeler streams on Friday and Friday night and Sunday afternoon. By the way, shameless plug. Okay, so once you get these in here, which no, I'm not gonna. I was gonna roll it over, show the trim. I will show you the trim after I get the side in, and the windows are no longer in danger of breaking because they're flapping all over the place. So we take the side of the van, the interior trim, and it has to fit inside of here. It's got a couple of lugs it's got to hit or fit inside of here. Just looking to see. And hopefully it's not warped in any major places that the screws won't be able to pull it into place. I know the other one didn't quite want to go in place right off the bat. Looks like it should be okay. So it is 10 of the BD04s. Oh, don't have to open them either because I have a ton of those. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9, 10. And these are D screws. They're die cast. They're going to go into metal. So I just move the oil over. And I'm going to start here. I'm just going to put it in just a hair. And I'm an idiot. Glad I took a look again. I grabbed BD04s or BP04s instead of BD04s. And I have 5 of the BD04s. most places the screws won't be that critical to make sure you get the right ones. If you're going into plastic, if you're going into the die cast, you need to make sure you have the right screws, and that's what signaled me. Is when I started to put that first screw in, it got really tight, really tough to do, and that told me that I was using a plastic screw rather than a screw for die cast. That one's gone in a little bit better. I'm going to go across the bottom first. Actually, let's get the top up here first. Just want to make sure that everything is going to seat correctly. And I actually have a feeling that some of these screws, I was mentioning when I did the other side that I don't like the big black screws like this, but I have a feeling that some of these screws are going to get hidden by like the seats. So now that I've got that one, the front is started. One here. And then go 1, 2, 3 right there. So we've got 4. That's going to be 7, and there's going to be 3 more to go. 2 of them are, I know for a fact, are on the back wall and are not set into recesses. So all close to being, not all of them close to being started, but close to having all of them in. Come on. One more here. Start. Looks like it started. And then there's going to be one here and one up here at the top. Those ones are not recessed. Those ones are going to be completely visible, but nothing I can do about it. So get this last one in, and then I'll go back around and tighten everything up. Maybe. That one it was originally in place. That popped that one out. What is going on here, people? Let's get this top one in, baby. Come on. That one's not catching. Get the other screwdriver. There is something. There we go. That should have done it. There was something back behind there blocking it. Let's try this again. Come on. That's not in place, I can tell. Let's see if we can get this one here that I thought was in, but is not. Okay, that one's going in. Hopefully that means this one will go in. There we go. That one's good. That one's good. And by the way, I mentioned the bigger screwdriver. So you can see here, this is the one I usually use. And this is the bigger one. If we hold them up side by side, you can see This one's a little bit bigger. It'll grip the screws a little bit better. Most of the time, the PHO is the one to use. Sometimes you got to go with PH1. I think that's what this is. Yeah. Go with PH1 to get things to tighten down well. So now we just go back and tighten all of these up. My PHO is my screwdriver of choice usually. I probably screw up the cross point a little bit, using it on some screws, which means I'll have to replace it sooner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's the one I missed. I'm sitting here trying to figure out as I'm going, making sure I hit all of them. I think I missed this one. No, I got that one. Okay, I did get all of them. So 3 more to go. This one up here. And then these 2 on the very front. Okay. So you can see now we've got the side on. Go ahead and close that. The next thing we got to do is fix the let's see, these were VDO4s. Put the hinges, get them in place so that they're no longer flapping. And those were BP09s. I need 6 of them. Do I have 6 still? Somehow one of the screws didn't drop in. Let's see, there's 5, 6. And it's simply a matter of you take the hinge, you take this widest piece right here. Not right, this right here, this wide piece. It's going to sit down here where there are 2 screw holes, and actually there's a slot for it to fit into. Where did that screw go? There it is. And I need the smaller screwdriver, not the big one. So you take that, you set it in place. You get the screw started, or you don't. This is where I make sure that all my hinges are built right. Because if they're not built right, the window will not work right. Come on, go in that hole. It doesn't want to play nice. These all should, magical word, should be correctly built. I have compared them all to each other. I did way back on the first couple of hinges. I did build one backwards. I had to take it back apart. If I have that issue again, it's not a big deal because I actually ended up with extra hinges. Come on, get on there. Damn it. Uh-oh. There went my PG rating. Sorry. It's okay. My channel is always marked as not for kids. And I apologize to anybody I just upset. Okay, there we go. There's that one. Tighten it down. Obviously, something is going to grab a hold of this plastic part, this wall, because I don't know if you can see it. You can see it a little bit on the camera, but it is flexing. So now I can close that window and latch it, and it won't flop all over the place when I pick up the van. That was unfortunate, but not a big deal. I just dropped one of those screws. Actually, what is this? Is it magnetic? It is not. So it's just a sliver of plastic. Saw something on the floor. I just need to sweep in here. This next one I think will be a little bit easier. Part of my problem is the screw head. The screw keeps slipping off of the end of the screwdriver. There we go. Line up and go in your home. It's your home. Go to. Don't you want to go home? Sorry. Channeling my inner Happy Gilmore. That was back when Adam Sandler actually cared a little bit. Nowadays, I think he just makes money to hang out with his friends, or makes movies to hang out with his friends and make money. This is comedy movies. I haven't seen any of his dramatic movies yet. I should watch one or two. Okay, so there's the third one going in, and the screw that I dropped was one of my BPO9s. I happen to have one more available. I think I might actually need one more beyond that. So let me get this one in place. Come on, get in there. The back door. It is convenient being able to open a back door and reach inside the van from there. Come on. The problem is this, like I said, the screw keeps coming off the head of the screwdriver. It's flopping all over the place again. So let's try the PH00 and see if that works better. Okay. Come on. Almost. There we go. That one down. That one down. Make sure this one's tight. And now we can close that window. So with the fact that the window's all latched, that means I built the hinges right. I didn't get any of them flipped over or anything like that. So the next thing, okay, last thing we got to do is and wait a minute, let me just see something here real quick. Okay. So I was just wondering about this second bracing for the backs for one of the back seats. That is extra. It was not supposed to be included. So let's pick up the chassis. And the first thing I want to do is show you what I was talking about as far as the trim. And I called it chassis. It's not the chassis. So there's the trim piece. Tightened down with the screws from the inside. And now let's roll this over. Hopefully the doors will stay in place. Got this piece, and what does it need? It needs two BD08s. which I did not open those either because I've got a stack of them right there. So many screwdrivers. Which, oh, there they are. I was like, where are those 2 screwdrivers? So there's the screws. And similar to last time, similar to the last episode, that has 2 pins on it, two holes for the screws to go in. It goes into the red metal here. This will go, I'm just looking. This will go through the strap here. And then you take it and you push it down into, there are 4 holes up here, 2 for screws, 2 for pins. Push it down on there. Strap does not want to stay there yet, so I need to push it down and hold it there while I get the screw set up. This is another one of those times when I need a third hand. Grab the screwdriver, get the screw on there since it is going into the die cast. We will dip it in oil right here. Once I get this first screw started, then it should be smooth sailing. Put that screw in there tight. That screw is tighten it up, close the oil, and that is all there is to do in that pack. But let me show you what we've just accomplished with this. You know, the pieces we've done. You can see the pieces went on, but like I was talking about with the door, the windows, at the beginning of this issue, they were flapping everywhere. Now, that's as far as they go. Sorry, I looked over, I realized I was off camera. But that's as far as they'll open, and once you close them, grab it. You have to be able to grab it from the inside, pull it around. But once you close them, they're latched closed and will not come open. Eventually, hopefully, the doors will all do that too, because that's what they're supposed to do. I did not realize I had opened that window. So close that one. And like I showed in the last video, you got this one, this strap stops the door there, and this strap stops the door there. Or actually, I showed this one last time, but now you've got the doors strapped down to where they will not actually open too far. In the Volkswagen panel vans, actually, they were a little bit different than this, but they did the same type of thing with these straps. But there was a pin you could take out because you could actually rotate it all the way around. There was a post on the outside of the van that you could lock the door in place against the side of the van. Great for on the flight line, great for when you're, when you're driving around out there and doing things like that. Not so great for a passenger vehicle. So that's all there is to do in this stage, and I think this thing is coming together really rapidly. I'm really pleased. I've got one more stage before I'm out of stages again, but hopefully the next month won't take that long. And with them shipping 5 stages at a time, who knows? Maybe they'll ship 8 instead of, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Maybe they'll ship 8 stages instead of 5, because it's going to be kind of odd that the last one is only 3 stages. But we'll see what happens. Looking forward to this being done. It is really cool. It's coming together really fast. Next stage, stage 112, is electrics. Lots of electrics. I'm kind of nervous because we did the lights and everything. We've done lighting throughout the van, headlights, tail lights, things like that, or one tail light so far. Never a test on any of it. No test, no test box. So hopefully everything works. So like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. We do a stream on Friday evenings and Sunday afternoons. There's also the Millennium Falcon Perfect Grade stream that 6 of us are doing on Wednesdays. Tune into that. That should be a lot of fun. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video.